Hi, guys, and welcome to Probably Wrong Still Talking, the second episode of this podcast. I had this conversation with my brother, who's a product and solutions manager at MIQ, but his passion is fitness. He's a fitness enthusiast and a gym freak. I'll link his Instagram bio in the description, his Instagram ID in the description. Go check him out. He recently competed in the High Rocks program, and he loves everything that is physical. This conversation was about how physical health and activities in sports is very important for your physical health, mental health, and your emotional health. He gave a lot of tips and tricks on how to stay motivated, stay consistent, and how to start. Because starting is something that he believes is the first step towards making sure you're consistent every day. You have to show up for yourself and stay true to your goals and everything that you've put forward. So stay tuned for the conversation that we had. And disclaimer, I forgot to welcome him to the podcast because I was very nervous when recording it. So welcome Shreyansh Parak to the podcast. And I hope you guys like the conversation that we had. First question, what role did sports or movement play in your life while growing up?
I think as far back as I can think, sports has been my life. So even as a young kid, especially in a house like full of kids, we always played sports all the time. Lots of movement. Um, yeah, I mean, you can pick all sports you can think of, right? Pakda pakdi, just basically kids like running around the house all the time. And from then onwards, sports became a very central figure in my life, starting with basketball, table tennis, football's a huge part of it. Basically any sport that like lets me run around, I like playing. I think I just like the feeling of being a part of a team and the thrill you get when you're playing, to like win, basically.
Is winning more important than playing?
Yes, winning is definitely more important than playing. But the thing is, if I don't play to win, then I don't enjoy the game.
Makes sense.
But if I play to win and I lose, that's fine because I still, gave it all I had.
Giving your 100% is more important than thinking about the outcome.
हाँ मतलब अगर मैं खेल रहा हूँ and I'm like हाँ casually चल रहा है, I can't enjoy that sport.
कैजुअली खेलने से बेटर है अगर आप उसको अपना 100% वैसे दे के करो कि नहीं मैं अपना पूरा 100% दूंगा आई डोंट केयर कि आउटकम क्या है उस चीज का
Yeah,
मेरा 100% एफर्ट होना चाहिए उस चीज
yeah, and
में.
I think that directly like this thing applies to your life as well. Don't take anything you do casually. Give it all you have, but don't expect great outcome.
Taking the point कि sports you remember playing sports since you were a child. So when did exercise and sport translate from just being physical to the mental space also?
Pretty early, I think, because I think when you have a brother, you tend to get very competitive from an early age. So I think sports was like never about fun. Sports was always about winning. And it just different sports then give you like different ways to win, essentially. Yeah, and I think I just like the fact that I am capable of like moving my body that well.
Do you think that like exercise has helped you navigate anxiety, burnout, sadness?
Definitely. I think the fact that I go to the gym like 5 days a week is the only thing keeping my mental health in check. That and like football and like basketball that I play, because these are moments where you can not have thoughts at all.
I
You
agree.
can just focus, like, being in the moment, being like present. So when you're playing football, you're only thinking about the next goal. You're not thinking about like the you know stress you have in life, the problems you have in life. But the moment you take that, like, like when it ends, things come back to you. So I think those breaks from life help a lot.
Like for me, it's when I practice my danda. So that 20-30 minutes is like I am just focusing on the movement, how my wrist should move, how my entire body has to stay strong, how my core has to hold tight
Yeah.
so that I don't fall.
And I think this can only happen with like something that's, what's it called, physical. Because when you're doing something that demands you to be very active, your brain stops. Like it has to focus on that one thing.
Yeah,
So having like a this thing hobby that's more mental, I think that doesn't have the same kind of this thing effect on your life.
like walking helps much better compared to journaling when dealing with mental health.
I mean, journaling probably just makes it worse.
I don't think so. I'm a big journaler. It helps.
I think it helps you like define your problems better.
It defines solutions also. So for me, it started by saying that okay, this is what happened during my day. Then it became to this is what happened during my day. I felt that about it. Then it
Hmm.
became this is what happened. I felt this, and this is why I felt this.
Right. But don't you think you can just do that if you just like sit and think for a while?
Yeah, but I'm a person who likes to write. So
Fair enough.
since I can imagine, since I can remember, I have been writing a journal.
Hmm. Fair enough. Cool.
Do you notice a difference in mental clarity or emotional stability on the days you move versus you don't?
Definitely. Days I don't go to the gym, I feel this thing restless. Like I haven't done enough in that day because my body is like still full of like, what's it called, this thing, energy, and it has to go out from like somewhere. I think that comes out as like nervous energy because it hasn't been spent. That's definitely a thing.
So, what are they like? What do you do with the nervous energy when you're not being able to go to the gym?
Walk, any form of like movement helps basically. You could go for a swim. You could just like dance around the house. Just do something with your body instead
Just
of
get the
being
energy
in
up.
like a single place. Yeah.
What's one myth you'd like to debunk about fitness or exercise?
The biggest myth that people have is that they have to give their 100% every single day to get fit. Like they have to have a plan. They have to go to the gym on those days. Everything needs to be perfect because I think when they do that, the moment like one day is not perfect, it all falls.
Do you
Because then
think
they think I,
perfectionism
I
makes
don't
it
I don't mean like perfection in that sense. Like for example, let's say you were supposed to do like five, what's it called? This thing.
right?
5 exercises, for example, at the gym that day, but you only managed to do four because you got tired. People start thinking of that day as like a waste, like they failed at what they were trying to do. But what they don't realize is that four is better than zero, and they still made some progress. And if you keep going, then eventually you will see outcomes. And it's okay to like have bad days, and then you just have to come back stronger.
Do you think some people take advantage of their mental health to kind of push not being physical or like, no, I'm not in the mood or I'm not in the right state of mind to start exercising or oh no, I'll wait for the first to start. I'll wait for Monday to start.
Personally, I think what's helped me is because this is very common, right? You come back from work, you're very tired, you have to go to the gym, and you're like, yeah, maybe, maybe not today. I think what really helps is break it down. Like your first task is just to get yourself to the bus stop. Like don't think about the gym, don't think about working out, just get to the bus stop. So change, get to the bus stop. Once you get there, take the bus. The moment you enter the gym and you start working out, things change because once you start, you like forget all the tiredness and everything, and you can just be in the, in the zone. So I think the key is to just take that first step. Just step out of the house. Don't
Once
think
you,
about the whole thing. Yeah.
once you start, you always have the next step ready.
Yeah, basically. But the key is to just get your ass off the couch.
So, what helped me was, so when I was practicing my danda movement, I could not do it for more than 5 minutes.
Yeah,
It
of
was so
course.
difficult. I used to hit myself everywhere. I still have bruises from that, but okay.
Yeah.
But then what helped me was, it's okay. Maybe I might skip one day, but the next day I'll know I have to do it. There's no option of not doing it. You have to make it a part of your daily routine. Like how you wake up, eat food, that's how you should do it like that. It has
Exactly.
to be a part of a routine that you know you can't live without.
I think once you've done it for a few months, you get to a point where now you're like, gym is just a part of my day, and it's not a special event that I need to focus on every single day. I go to work, I come back, I go to the gym, I come back, and this is it's just become a part of life now. I don't spend a lot of time thinking about if I should go or not.
Do you have some tips for people like me who get bored of things very easily? So for me, if I've been doing something continuously for like 10 days, 15 days, once I've mastered it, I get bored of it. Then I need
Yeah,
something new.
definitely. I think
So
that happens to me a lot as well, especially in the gym. Let's say if I have the same like program all the time, things get boring, right? So what happens in my gym at least is they change program every like few weeks. So the kind of exercises you do, they that changes. And I think what really helps is working towards a goal. Like instead of just going to a gym and lifting weights, right? Think of a target in your mind. Like for
what
example, when I was training for my kettlebell certification, I was training for that. When I was training to like run high rocks, I was training for high rocks. So I had a goal in my mind, and then everything I did from that point onwards was for that. So you don't get bored because you know you're working towards something. Right.
so
So for example, in your case, let's say that your goal is to be able to like run two or three like kilometers in that pace, for example. Then you work towards that. So when you go to the gym, all the movements you do are for that.
coming to this question, so having a goal towards doing something is better, or like what people tend to do is they have goals on how I should look or how my body is supposed to look like instead of working like that is the goal that they have. So do you think that is wrong?
I don't think it's wrong, but it's a tough goal to achieve because what happens is now that I've, this body that I now currently have would have been my dream body like a couple of years ago. But now that I've gotten it, I want more, right? Because that like never stops. There's always somebody on the internet that has a better body, right? So when you get to this point, it's an actual thing. It's called body dysmorphia. And what happens is because you see your body change gradually over time, to your brain, it feels like it hasn't changed at all, right? Because you see those small changes every day. And then you get to a point where like, I mean, I have been working out for a long time, but I don't really see like a big change. But if you compare that picture to a picture that you took like two or three, like, what's it called, this thing years ago, you will see a drastic change in your body. So I think if you are working towards a goal to look good, then you should make that comparison from like when you started and not where you are right now, because that will keep you like going motivated. But if you compare it, if you just like look, this thing, look at yourself and you're like, it's not that great, then that won't help you a lot. Which is why I think working towards a goal, like, what's it called, achieving something just makes a lot more sense to me.
Like maybe running 5 miles so that you can go on a trek.
Yeah, basically. So, for example, right, now that I've completed, you know, what's it called? This thing. What's it called? Hyrox. Right. So now that I've completed Hyrox, I know that my body is strong enough to do something like that. Right. It doesn't matter how I look. I am fit enough to complete that race in that time, which means I have improved a lot when it comes to fitness. Right. So that's something that you can like quantifiably, take a look at. And it's not just in your head.
And sometimes it helps you see people your age not being able to climb one like step and you're just running 4 steps. And then
I
you're
think
like,
I've realized that it's a dangerous slope comparing yourself to people, because then you'll also have somebody who's fitter than you, and then that makes you feel worse, right? So the key is again, just, are you fitter than you 6 months ago?
6 months ago, I could not maybe do a squat, but now I can do 10 squats. So,
There you go. When you check yourself after, let's say, 6 months, you'll be able to do a lot more squats with weights. So
so for example, like what helped me was after my knee injury, I could not sit holding my legs for a long time. And my knees used to get on top of each other, then I could not stand. All of these things happened.
yeah.
But now, since I've started continuously working out, making sure my knee is stronger, I can see the difference when my knee moves. I have not been I was not being able to put pressure on my ankle because of that.
Mm.
My knee used to come in the way of doing anything. Now I can sit.
See, yeah. I think it's important to take a breath, think about how far you've come, and then keep, keep going. Because if you don't do that, then it just feels like you keep mm, going to the gym, working out, eating healthy, पर कुछ हो नहीं रहा है, body में कुछ change नहीं आ रहा है. So it's important to sit and think.
Eating healthy. So, do you think eating healthy also causes stress? So, for example, there are so many things out on the internet कि ये खाना है, ये नहीं खाना है, ये superfood है, ये superfood नहीं है. Do you think that is something that causes stress in people? कि oh shit, I should not have eaten this. Oh shit, I should not have eaten that. या ये तो मैं खा ही नहीं रहा हूँ, तो मेरी body कैसे बनेगी?
100%. I think what people should do, instead of focusing on superfoods and what foods to eat, is make sure that every meal that they have has a lot of protein in it, has some good, fat, uh, what's it called? This thing,
Good fat.
healthy fat, not, oils and like this thing, fried stuff. So your cheeses, all of that stuff, good fat. And some carbs, because carbs are important. Carbs are not bad for you. If you don't eat carbs, then you can't work out, right? Muscles need
Have to do
carbs.
that energy.
Yeah, so you need to have a balanced meal. Just make sure that every meal you have is balanced. That's all you need to do. As somebody who's just getting into this, don't think about, the right macros, how many grams of protein you need to eat. Just think about eating balanced meals. So every meal you have some protein, have some tofu, kuch paneer kha lo, have like dahi with it, have dahi, have soya chunks. Keep doing that and you will see change.
So, for example, I was talking to one dietitian friend of mine, and she told that when you go back to the roots of Indian food, the kind of food we used to have, we did not need Western food because our food was already rich in protein, fiber, carbs, everything. But now, since we have moved towards westernization of Indian things, the westernization concept, we have lost the touch that we had. Indian spices are
Yeah,
medicinal, but we don't use them anymore.
true. But I think also Indians, since India used to be a primarily farming society, that's changed now. But the diet has remained the same. So people still eat three or four chapatis. They will still have chawal after that. and your body just doesn't need that anymore,
You're
because
not working out that
all you do is like sit in your desk all day. You don't need those many carbs, right? So that is one thing that a lot of people from like, our parents generations are missing. They're like, इतने साल से तो खाते आ रहे हैं. And that's something that like triggers me a lot, because I'm like, इतने साल से बहुत मेहनत भी कर रहे थे, अब नहीं कर रहे.
आई हैव हर्ड दिस अ लॉट। मतलब जब मम्मी कहती है कि क्या फर्क पड़ता है, हम लोग के टाइम पे तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता था, हम तो यही सब खा के बड़े हुए हैं, ये तो मार्केटिंग गिमिक होता है, हमारे टाइम पे था कि नहीं ब्रेस्ट मिल्क नहीं फॉर्मूला देना चाहिए, अब स्टडीज आ रही है कि नहीं फॉर्मूला खराब है, अगले 10 साल में ये हो जाएगा कि नहीं प्रोटीन खराब है।
Yeah, see, problem with that is they don't take into account every single thing that's happening, and they also don't take into account the fact that if our diet was so good, why does India not have more this thing medals?
दैट इज अ सेपरेट टॉपिक इन इटसेल्फ।
Because Olympics performance, I think for me, is like directly proportional to how like fit or like healthier society is, right? Overall.
But that depends on people getting chances to play at Olympic level also.
No, we do have people who play at that level. They just aren't fit enough because their diets haven't been good enough from like a very, very young age. Growth starts very young. And if you don't get the right kind of food, you are screwed for life, unfortunately.
Do you think you can break that cycle or habit and start from today and start having a healthy lifestyle and
Definitely,
eating healthy?
definitely. And I think honestly, I've heard this one a lot as well कि खाएंगे ही नहीं तो फिर जी के क्या फायदा. And see, my problem with
ये
that
थी।
concept, yeah, problem with that concept is again, it's like not like I don't eat good food. I will have my pizzas, I will have my pasta, right? I will have my chaat, all of that. But the key thing there is portion control. One, if you're having pizza, have one slice, two slices, stop after that, right? If you crave that taste so much, control the portion size that you eat and eat it like once in 2 weeks, once in a week, right? Control how much of the bad food you eat.
For me, it's mainly chocolate. It's like how a vampire tastes blood. I taste chocolate, I smell chocolate, I can't resist. I need to eat the entire bar in one sitting and
Right.
then feel guilty about it for the next 3 days.
Um, I think what might help is when you take the chocolate out, right? Break it off into small pieces and break it into portions, and then tell yourself that each time you want to have chocolate, you will only have this one portion.
And then I do it for like 5 minutes and eat the entire bar.
See, so a bit of self-control is obviously very important here, but yeah, this is basically how I do it, right? Because it's not like I've completely stopped eating good food. And honestly, I think once you start eating healthy, healthy food tastes good.
It does. Like,
Like,
I don't mind eating healthy food. I just have a problem when it comes to chocolate.
fair enough. I mean, you could switch to dark chocolate.
Yeah, I eat dark. I eat 99% cacao Amul in one sitting
The
without
problem,
sugar.
the problem is the whole bar.
Yeah,
Fair
chocolate
enough.
is like blood to me, like a vampire is. I,
Fair
I
enough.
can't resist chocolate. Like, if I see chocolate, I will have to eat it.
I think this is like what's it called? Moody to me. Like if I see moody and if somebody's giving me moody, I have to eat it. I can't stop myself. Right. So one thing that might help is stop buying it.
I don't. But what do I do when people gift it to me?
Tell them to not gift it to you.
I have an entire section of chocolate right now, and I have stopped myself from going to the fridge every 5 minutes and eating one Kit Kat or one Dairy Milk. I'm
Yeah,
like,
see,
no.
again, like I was saying, my parents were like, here in like Singapore like a couple of months ago, and they wanted to make tea. My mom couldn't find sugar because I don't have sugar in my house. So I refused to buy sugar, right? So I think the only solution to like long-term healthy eating habits is to not have these things at home.
Like for me, sugar is a something that I don't mind not having. If it's there, it's okay. If it's not there, I'm fine with it.
But your kryptonite is chocolate, so you need to make sure that people
Yeah.
don't gift it to you.
And what happens is when I see hide and seek,
Yeah. Again, I need to say this very clearly on this podcast. Biscuits are the worst food you can eat. Like full stop. Like people, every single person on earth should stop having biscuits. Yeah, especially chocolate biscuits.
some tips you would like to share with the audience
Tips.
on how to start, where should you see yourself after 6 months, how should you
I
make
think
progress calendars.
that's a very broad question. But to start with tips, right? I think one, you need to figure out what kind of fitness excites you. In the sense that if you are somebody who likes going to the gym, like being solitary, alone, just working out with headphones on, do that. If you're somebody who finds that boring, join a group class, right? Get moving. If you're somebody who doesn't find like gym interesting at all, like who doesn't like lifting weights, that's a problem because weights are important. I refuse to agree with people who say that walking is a form of exercise, or like just what's it called, this thing, sports is good enough for you. You have to lift weights. Everybody, men, women have to
Thing
lift
is
weights,
important.
right? So again, do go for like group classes if if you get bored at the gym, or go to the gym if you like being alone. And if you have the means, get a trainer, because I think that helps a lot, especially when you just start. Somebody to keep you on your toes, take you through the process, right? Somebody who will be there with you for the first like 6 months, 12 months, teach you the basics. I think that helps a lot, because once you get in the groove, once you start your fitness journey, you can't stop. It's not possible to stop, because what happens is after you've gotten to that point, right, you're like इतनी मेहनत की है, अब छोड़ दिया तो waste हो जाएगी. So you keep going.
And the oxytocin dopamine hit is also something that
Yeah, that's crazy.
makes you want to go कि नहीं यार आज मिस नहीं करते हैं बहुत मजा आता है जब जाते हैं तो
Definitely. Agree. And I think again, like as we discussed, right, the mental clarity you get after working out, you will start craving that feeling, and then you can't stop. So the key is just to start.
like for me when I was unemployed for the first time uh,
Go on.
I used to go to group yoga classes
Mhm.
and they then started introducing weights in yoga and kept on gradually increasing the pace and everything. That was
Mhm.
something that I kind of realized that okay, this is something I might enjoy doing.
Right.
But then I got a job and my schedule got hampered. I could not find group classes according to the timings I had. So I had to switch to something very easy to do at home. Maybe
Mhm.
with weights or with resistance bands because I could not find weights. So all of this started. And then I became unemployed again, which is right now. But this time I kind of realized that, okay, if I'm not being able to go to the gym or group classes, I will have to do something that I'm doing at home. And then I made it into a daily routine, daily habit. And I started getting weights at home, using my danda as a weight, using two
Yeah.
dandas to increase the weight, adding weights on that, or just adding like a weight on my arm to increase the movement.
Yeah, I think, see, again, it's about getting this thing creative. You have to adapt to your life.
Yeah.
Every single person can't have the same life. So you need to find what works best for you, right? A lot of people I know don't like going to the gym. That's fine. You can just like work out at home.
I can't go to the gym.
Yeah, fair enough. You can just work out at home, right? So that's the key, is to just do something and not live a life where your body doesn't move. Because what happens is, until the age of 35, you feel great, right? Nothing can touch you. Once that you cross that barrier, your life goes like downhill super fast,
And for
right? you
women,
can't
a
you
little
can't
early.
walk. Yeah, you can't walk, you can't run anymore, you can't travel a lot because your body doesn't allow you to. I don't think I want to live a life where I can't do something because
Yeah.
my body won't let me.
And I see my mom doing everything at the age of 52. I'm like, damn, if she can sit and do Safi for the entire house,
Exactly.
that is
That's
something I
crazy.
want to do at 52.
Crazy. Yeah, exactly my point. Because again, it's not about how long you live, it's about the quality of your life, right? You can't have a sad life where you are constantly just lying in bed. You need help to move. You can't climb stairs anymore. That's barely like surviving. I don't call that living.
It's better to live a healthy life than to not live at all.
Agree. Cool. Anything else?
Thank you for such an amazing discussion on health and fitness.
Most welcome.
And I'll make sure that people go to your account and see the journey you have had and the kind of tips you give, because it has helped me also in starting my journey.
It's good
That,
to hear.
okay, maybe I might not have kettlebells, but I can use like a 1 kg bottle as a dumbbell.
Yeah.
So it helped me in getting my movements right and everything. So thank you
Something
for that.
is something is always better than like doing absolutely nothing. And not having access to weights, not having access to a gym should not be your excuse to not start moving.
I've realized that you can make anything, uh, you can use anything as weights. It might be a water bottle, it might be,
Resistance bands work great.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can have resistance bands, or you can carry groceries up 4 floors and be like, yeah, I did carry some weights.
I think this is something that I miss talking about, but this thing, now that you've said it, fitness needs to become your entire, like, what's it called? This thing, lifestyle. It shouldn't be a part of your life. You need to bring it into every part of your life,
Yeah.
right? The small things. Take take the stairs. Lift that on your own, right? Walk, if a place is close by, walk. These small changes change the whole game, right? You just start feeling a lot better.
For me, like after the ban of bike taxis in Bangalore, my walking increased because when I see the prices of auto, I'm like, it's okay. Even if it's 5 kilometer, I'll walk.
See, at least it's benefited like somebody in Bangalore.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Sounds good.
Thank you for such an
Cool.
amazing discussion.
Most welcome. Thank you for all the great questions.
Hope you all
And
enjoyed the podcast and had a great time listening to it and maybe found something insightful on how to start your own fitness journey. He's a certified kettlebell trainer as well. I forgot to mention that. And go check him out on his Insta. And if you have any more questions, leave it in the comment section. I'll ask him and let you know. And I'll make sure that he comes again on this podcast and shares more insights on his fitness journey and helps you start your own fitness journey. And next time, I'll also ask him about his high rocks performance. Thank you, guys.